Imagine a world teetering on the brink of chaos. The delicate balance of power is shattered and nations are drawn into a conflict of unprecedented scale. This is the potential reality of World War III. Economic instability could be a trigger, as well as cyber warfare, climate change disasters, and failed diplomatic efforts. The world stands at a crossroads, and the decisions made today will shape our future. The seeds of this global conflict are sown in a series of escalating tensions. Diplomatic failures and misunderstandings set the stage for a catastrophic chain of events. Diplomatic relations crumble and alliances are tested. Nations find themselves on opposing sides, with old friendships turning into bitter rivalries. Small skirmishes ignite larger battles, and soon the world is engulfed in war. The initial conflicts, once thought to be containable, spiral out of control, leading to a full-scale global conflict. As the war spreads, cities are reduced to rubble, and millions are displaced. The world watches in horror as the conflict escalates beyond anyone's worst fears. As the war progresses, the devastation becomes unimaginable. Cities are reduced to rubble and millions are displaced. The global economy collapses and the human cost is staggering. Yet, amidst the chaos, acts of bravery and resilience emerge, reminding us of the enduring spirit of humanity. The global impact is profound, with international leaders scrambling to find solutions. Personal stories of survival and resilience surface, showcasing the strength of the human spirit. Volunteers and medical teams work tirelessly, bringing hope to the darkest corners. Global solidarity movements grow as people from all nations come together in support. Amidst the ruins, the seeds of new beginnings are planted, offering hope for a brighter future. As tensions peak, the world stands on the brink of an unprecedented conflict. Nations mobilize their forces, and the threat of nuclear warfare looms large. The stakes have never been higher, as world leaders scramble to find a solution. The decisions made in these critical moments will determine the fate of millions. Will diplomacy prevail, or are we heading towards inevitable destruction? The choices are stark and the consequences dire. Humanitarian efforts ramp up as the world braces for the worst. People seek shelter and aid workers rush to provide relief. Meanwhile, the digital battlefield heats up, with cyber warfare becoming a critical front. Hackers target vital infrastructure, adding another layer of complexity to the conflict. The global economy teeters on the edge as markets crash and financial systems face unprecedented stress. The ripple effects are felt worldwide. Amidst the chaos, voices for peace grow louder. Protests and global solidarity movements emerge, advocating for a peaceful resolution. The world watches with bated breath, hoping that cooler heads will prevail and peace will be restored. The outcome of these critical decisions will shape the future of humanity. In the aftermath of the climax, the world begins to grapple with the consequences of its actions. Leaders come together, seeking ways to rebuild and restore peace. International summits are held and peace treaties are signed, marking the beginning of a long journey towards recovery. The scars of war run deep, but there is a glimmer of hope. Veterans are honored for their bravery, and communities start to rebuild from the ashes. Children play amidst the ruins, symbolizing the resilience of the human spirit. Diverse groups come together in discussions, focusing on rebuilding efforts and making inspirational speeches at global summits. The world unites in its determination to create a better future. Humanitarian aid flows into the most affected areas, providing much-needed relief. Schools are rebuilt, and medical facilities are set up to care for the wounded and sick. Scientists work tirelessly on new technologies to prevent future conflicts, and renewable energy projects are launched to ensure a sustainable future. Community gardens spring up, fostering a sense of unity and cooperation. Cultural exchanges and celebrations bring people from different backgrounds together, promoting understanding and harmony. Art and music festivals become a platform for healing and expression. Global leaders sign agreements to ensure lasting peace, and people cheer as a new dawn breaks over a rebuilt city. The world stands at the threshold of a new era, hopeful and united. Can humanity learn from its mistakes and forge a path to a more stable future? Reflecting on the events that transpired, it becomes clear that the choices we make today will shape the world of tomorrow. The potential outcomes of World War III serve as a stark reminder of the importance of diplomacy, cooperation, and understanding. As we move forward, let us strive to build a world where peace and unity prevail over conflict and division. The lessons learned from history teach us that war brings devastation and suffering, but through diplomacy and mutual respect, we can avoid such tragedies. The importance of dialogue and negotiation cannot be overstated. Investing in education and fostering understanding among nations are crucial steps towards a peaceful future. By addressing global challenges together, we can create a sustainable and harmonious world. Let us remember that our collective actions today will determine the legacy we leave for future generations. Together, we can build a world where peace and unity are not just ideals, but realities. Gap 3S. In this chapter, we explore the technological advancements and their role in modern warfare. How do cyber warfare and AI impact the dynamics of global conflict? With the rise of sophisticated technologies, the nature of warfare has drastically changed. Cyber warfare allows state and non-state actors to disrupt critical infrastructure, steal sensitive information, and even manipulate public opinion from thousands of miles away. The battlefield is no longer confined to physical space. It extends into the digital realm. Artificial intelligence further complicates the landscape. AI-driven drones, autonomous weapon systems, and advanced surveillance technologies are transforming military strategies. These innovations can enhance precision and reduce human casualties. But they also raise ethical and strategic concerns. What happens when machines make life and death decisions? How do we ensure that these powerful tools are not misused? As nations continue to develop and integrate these technologies, the potential for both conflict and cooperation grows. International agreements and regulations are crucial to prevent an arms race in cyberspace and artificial intelligence. By understanding and addressing the implications of these advancements, we can work towards a future where technology serves as a tool for peace rather than a weapon of war. Ultimately, the integration of cyber warfare and AI into modern conflict underscores the importance of vigilance, regulation, and international cooperation. As we navigate this new era, let us strive to harness these technologies for the betterment of humanity, ensuring that they contribute to global stability and security. The future of warfare is uncertain, but with informed and collaborative efforts, we can shape it towards a more peaceful and secure world. In this chapter, we delve into the humanitarian efforts during and after the war. How do international organizations and communities come together to provide aid and support to those affected? When the dust of conflict settles, the true cost of war becomes evident. Families are displaced, communities are shattered, and basic necessities become scarce. In these dire circumstances, humanitarian efforts play a crucial role in providing relief and rebuilding lives. Organizations such as the Red Cross, United Nations agencies, and numerous non-governmental organizations work tirelessly to deliver food, water, medical care, and shelter to those in need. These efforts are often supported by volunteers from all over the world, people who dedicate their time and resources to help those suffering from the aftermath of war. Beyond immediate relief, long-term support is essential for rebuilding communities. Initiatives aimed at education, mental health support, and economic development help war-torn regions recover and thrive. Education programs ensure that children, who are the most vulnerable in these situations, have a chance at a brighter future. Mental health support helps individuals cope with the trauma of war, while economic development projects provide sustainable livelihoods. International cooperation is key in these efforts. Governments, international organizations, and civil society must work together to ensure that aid reaches those who need it most. This collaboration can also help prevent future conflicts by addressing the root causes of war, such as poverty and inequality. In the face of adversity, the resilience and solidarity of the global community shine through. The collective efforts of individuals and organizations bring hope to those affected by war, demonstrating that even in the darkest times, humanity's compassion and willingness to help can prevail. As we move forward, let us continue to support and amplify these humanitarian efforts. By doing so, we not only help rebuild lives, but also contribute to a more peaceful and just world. The scars of war may run deep, but through collective action and unwavering support, we can foster healing and hope for a better future. In this chapter, we analyze the long-term geopolitical shifts resulting from World War III. How do alliances and power structures change in the aftermath of such a conflict? The world map is redrawn, not just in terms of borders, but in terms of influence and power dynamics. Traditional alliances like NATO and the European Union may find themselves redefined or even dissolved, while new coalitions emerge from the ashes of old rivalries. Countries that were once superpowers may see their influence wane, making way for new leaders on the global stage. In the immediate aftermath, there is a scramble for resources and reconstruction. Nations must navigate a complex web of diplomacy and competition as they rebuild their economies and infrastructures. The balance of power shifts often unpredictably as countries vie for control over strategic territories and vital resources. Economic powerhouses may shift as well. Regions that were previously marginalized could find themselves in pivotal roles due to their untouched resources or strategic locations. This redistribution of economic power can lead to new trade routes, alliances, and economic blocs that reshape global commerce. Technological advancements initially developed for warfare find new applications in civilian life, further altering the geopolitical landscape. Cybersecurity becomes a paramount concern as nations seek to protect their digital infrastructures from new forms of warfare and espionage. The social fabric of nations also changes. Populations are displaced, leading to waves of migration that alter demographic compositions and create new cultural melting pots. These movements can either sow discord or foster new forms of unity and cooperation. International organizations such as the United Nations must adapt to these changes, often restructuring themselves to better address the new world order. Their role in mediating conflicts, providing humanitarian aid, and fostering global cooperation becomes even more crucial. In this shifting landscape, the importance of diplomatic skill and foresight cannot be overstated. Leaders must navigate not just the immediate challenges of post-war recovery, but also the long-term implications for their nations and the world at large. As we reflect on these potential shifts, it becomes clear that the end of World War III is not just a conclusion, but the beginning of a new chapter in human history. The decisions made in the aftermath will shape the world for generations to come, highlighting the need for thoughtful, inclusive, and forward-thinking leadership. In this final chapter, we reflect on the importance of global cooperation and the steps we can take to prevent future conflicts. History has shown us that wars, no matter how devastating, offer valuable lessons that can guide us toward a more peaceful future. One of the key lessons is the necessity of effective communication and diplomacy. Open channels of dialogue between nations can prevent misunderstandings and diffuse tensions before they escalate into conflict. International forums and organizations play a crucial role in facilitating these conversations, providing neutral ground where grievances can be addressed and resolutions can be sought. Another critical aspect is the need for equitable resource distribution. Many conflicts arise from competition over scarce resources. By working collaboratively to manage and share these resources, nations can reduce the likelihood of resource-based conflicts. Sustainable development and environmental stewardship are not just ethical imperatives, they are essential strategies for maintaining global stability. Education and cultural exchange also play a vital role in fostering peace. By promoting mutual understanding and respect, we can break down the barriers of prejudice and ignorance that often lead to conflict. Educational programs that emphasize global citizenship and cultural awareness can help build a foundation of empathy and cooperation among future generations. Economic interdependence is another powerful tool for peace. When nations are economically linked, the cost of conflict becomes prohibitively high. Trade agreements, economic partnerships, and collaborative innovation can create a web of mutual benefit that discourages aggression and promotes stability. Furthermore, technological advancements should be harnessed for peace rather than war. Innovations in communication, healthcare, and sustainable energy can address many of the root causes of conflict, such as poverty, disease, and environmental degradation. By investing in technologies that improve the human condition, we can create a world where the incentives for war are diminished. Lastly, the role of leadership cannot be overstated. Leaders who prioritize peace, inclusivity, and justice can set the tone for their nations and the world. They can inspire collective action and mobilize the global community to address the underlying causes of conflict. As we look to the future, it's clear that building a peaceful world requires a multifaceted approach. It demands the commitment and cooperation of individuals, communities, and nations. By learning from the past and acting with foresight and compassion, we can create a world where peace is not just a distant dream, but a tangible reality. The journey toward peace is ongoing, and every step we take brings us closer to a future where global harmony prevails.